Bonjour. Welcome to another episode of the Johnny R podcast. It's been a couple weeks. I've been pretty swamped lately. Home, work, life, you know. Life gets in the way of living, a wise man once said. Actually, I just made that up maybe last year, a couple of years ago, on one of my lame Twitter posts. But yeah, bonjour, Johnny R. Back at it on the shores of the mighty Red Lake Nation. Or actually, let me take that back. I'm on the shore of the mighty Red Lake right now. Just got done cutting grass and enjoying some administration leave granted by our re-elected chairman, Daryl G. Seekey Sr. And I counted 4 new Red Lake Tribal Council members were sworn in today. I don't know if there's ever been excuse me. I don't know if there's ever been that many at one time before. I'll have to I'll have to check the tribal archives because none of our stuff can be Googled for some reason, and we need to work on that. But anyway, so Daryl Seekey, chairman; Annette Johnson, treasurer; Sam Strong, secretary; new Little Rock district representatives: Michelle Barrett Cobanese, close family friend; and Bolio. I forgot his name. Roman Bolio? I think that's his name. Is our new two of our new Little Rock district representatives. And I'm a Little Rock district voter, and I think I voted for both of them. I'm not sure. I know Michelle for sure because I've known Michelle for years. She's taken over for her late father, Richard Barrett Sr.'s spot that was vacated in February. So that's pretty cool. Be good to have her on the tribal council. But recently, last Friday, I had a close personal friend pass away, and he'd been sick for a while. Um, Brandon Wayne Lusher Bolio, or people call him Big Superman or Big Papa Pump. He passed away Friday afternoon, and my wife and I went down to the hospital and to be with the family, and it was tough. Though our me and Brandon our grandmothers were sisters, and so we're related, but we didn't become close until we started working together at. Well, I knew him. I've seen him around. We hung out with him before, but we were never really close until we started working together at the Boys and Girls Club of the Red Lake Nation, and I believe it was 2008, 2009. He became pretty close with me and my wife. We were both working there at the time, and always hanging out, always goofing off, always giving each other shit every day, and I was just part of part of the kind of guy he was. He liked to have a lot of fun and joke around. And confident young man. He loved the ladies. Always trying to snag a lady, and it's gonna be tough. Tough not having him around. He's been sick, pretty sick the last couple of years, and hardly ever saw him around. He was working somewhere, and we were working somewhere, and it just didn't we didn't cross paths as much as we used to when we worked together. But I remember him. My first memory of him was in on the bus. We rode the same bus. This was probably mid to late '80s. I remember him always singing. I remember this Sledgehammer Who was that? Peter Gabriel, the Peter Gabriel song Sledgehammer. I remember him singing that just loud on the bus after school. We were all heading home, and he didn't know the words, but he just kept singing. And I don't know, that's one of the early memories of him I have of him. And I'd always go with my auntie, my auntie Joe. We'd always go visit his grandmother Rose at her house in back of town. So when we were younger, the whole families always hung out. But it's really a tough loss for the for the family, for his friends, and everybody he knew. And I'd say the community, because yesterday we met they brought him home for the wake that started yesterday, and we waited at the reservation line for when they brought him, and that was a long line of cars coming from following the hearse to the Little Rock Center. It was like a like a like a rock star type thing. Big long line of cars bringing the big guy home, and he had a lot of friends, and he meant a lot to a lot of people, and sad to see a young man just in the prime of his life being taken away. It's you see a lot of people are taking life for granted, being getting addicted to drugs and alcohol and other things, and it's not like that for everybody. A lot of our people here are struggling to live, would die for that second chance. Well, not die, poor choice of words, but they would kill for a chance like that to be, healthy. And it's sad to see so many people go down that path, and they have so much to live for. And we have some of our other people that are struggling right now, and illnesses, and years of whatever the case may be for a lot of our people that are struggling. But I really don't know. It's like an eye-opening experience. That's probably the closest friend I've lost in my life. This one really hurts. It hits me where it has me realizing maybe it's time to make some changes. Do the things that I've been putting off for years. Because you never know when it's your time. It's really gotta get on it, man. You gotta make a positive impact. And it looks like with his procession to his wake yesterday, Brandon did make a positive impact on a lot of people, and he meant a lot to this community. And we knew that, but to see it like that was really really beautiful to see what he meant to this community. And we're gonna miss him. It's one of those times where you think, man, I should have spent more time with him. We should have hung out more. We should have did more. We should have. I was like that with my cousin who passed away in February or March, and need to do more for each other, I suppose. Put those differences aside, and let the people that are close to you let them know you're there for them, or whatever nice people say about each other. Because me, I'm too much of a lone wolf, but that's just me. So, but yeah, well, 40 years old. Our friend was 40 years old when he passed away. And just last year, we had a 41-year-old. Another one of my friends passed away, and these are makes you think. Makes you think about what you want to do with the rest of your life. Sit here and be sad, or make your mark with people, the community, stuff like that. But funeral's tomorrow, and it's gonna be a sad day for the family, friends, community. But be there for their family. I miss you, big guy. Got a lot of pictures of him. He was my most frequent collaborator. We have a lot of. When I first started doing my talk show, he was my co-host. And even before that, we did a little skit at the powwow with one of our other friends, and it turned out pretty funny. I liked it. I wish I had better equipment, but you can see those on my YouTube page, youtube.com/94warriors. I have a playlist of all of his all the stuff we did together. So we'll have those memories and a lot of pictures. He was one of the guys that I went to Chicago with 9 years ago. Went to Wrigley Field. They knew it was my dream to go to Wrigley Field, and they wanted to be a part of it, so we all took a road trip, a sober road trip, which for me at the time was unthinkable. So, but we had a lot of fun. We had me, Brandon, Rob Eisman, who passed away last May, and our other buddy, Paul Straubel. It was a memorable trip. I taped a lot of it back when we used tapes. I think I had a mini DV or a high 8, whatever that is, all on tape. So if I can digitize them, I could probably make a quick little movie out of our adventure. It was a lot of fun. Just tough day coming up tomorrow for the funeral, so. But just happy to be a part of that young man's life. Meant a lot to a lot of people. So, but part of life, we shall continue with heavy hearts, I suppose. But it's been a tough couple weeks for me. The week before that happened to Brandon, we were in the hospital with one of our kids, and I think it was Tuesday. We took her to an appointment, and then they saw what was wrong with her, and they flew her out immediately. I know they wanted to fly her out, but it wasn't really a emergency, but it was something that they couldn't we couldn't deal with at that hospital. So we went to Fargo and I stayed overnight in Fargo with my wife and our kid, and the wife stayed another night, and I had to come back home and take care of things at home here with the other kids. But she's okay. But just the thought of being in hospitals, it brings up a lot of old sad memories, because being in the hospital in Fargo, you think about the other times you were there, and they weren't really the best memories. Family passing away or being really sick, and it's hard for my wife to do that, but she toughed it out by herself with the baby, and They came home today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I picked them up Thursday afternoon. Sucked a lot of our built up leave we had. We were trying to get away for our anniversary, and it wasn't really gonna happen because it took a lot of time dealing with a sick child, and which has happened before. Because last year I saved like around over 40 hours, and I used it all all set just to take a break from work, and I ended up home with sick kids my whole vacation. So it happens, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? So got our new tribal council in now. Had their first meeting today, and the chairman issued us 8 hours of admin leave. We're It was initially for 8 to 4 to go to the inauguration at 9. And I guess after the speech, I didn't make it to the inauguration because I had, kids to deal with here. And it came to end of his speech. He granted everybody admin leave for the rest of the day. So we got a day off this week. So that's pretty cool. And I just cut grass. Went and had lunch with the wife. Picked up some snacks for the babies, and that's our life. So we were just, our anniversary was Sunday, August 12th. It was our 18th wedding anniversary. 18 years of marriage. And we had something planned for the weekend, but, like I said, that was put aside to deal with, to help care for the little one. And then we took Saturday, and we were going to go, just bum around, go to a movie, have lunch and dinner or whatever. But instead we went to get snacks and supplies for the house. So it was a nice getaway, kind of, even though it was like 92 degrees and I was dressed really, I don't know what I was thinking, because I thought we were going, do stuff, but I was dressed like we were going to do stuff, not like I was going to be hauling groceries and supplies. But it was good to get away, just us two. And I discovered my wife doesn't like Texas Roadhouse. I love Texas Roadhouse, and she doesn't. I usually go there just for the butter, their sugar butter, brown butter, whatever that's called. I love that stuff. So we did that. She watched me eat a 10-ounce prime rib. So it was almost like she was cheering me on, just so we can hurry up and get out of there. But nothing else going on, man. It's your sirens every week, every day. Never know what's going on around here anymore. We don't have any, what are those called? Press releases from our Department of Public Safety, but I've talked about that before, and it's not getting anywhere. We're like a primitive community here. We just live off of rumors on Facebook, and we got other tribes that broadcast their council meetings online, but I don't know. Maybe it'll change with the new secretary. The secretary is in charge of the tribal council meetings, I believe, and then the minutes. Maybe something will change there. I mean, we got to get out of the 19th, 18th, 20th century. This is the 21st century. Let's make a move, man. It's also, what is it? Primary day in Minnesota, where vote for who we want to run for governor and senator and what is that? Attorney general and school board. So I've yet to do that, so I'll do that later on today. But other than that, I'm just taking things in. I don't know what to think. I don't know how to, you know, thinking about life, thinking about where I'm going, what I'm doing. I recently quit. I quit sugar, but sugar's kind of hard to avoid. But my main, my main intake of sugar was big cups of sweet tea, and I've cut those out entirely. I'll have an occasional lemonade, but otherwise it's just been water. I even quit. I just recently start drinking coffee, and I cut out coffee because I always have sugar in there. So sugar's been cut out, not completely, but enough to. It's going to be a big difference for me. And I suffered last week horribly, like 4 or 5 days, massive headaches, and it was horrible. It felt like I was hanging over. Those sugar withdrawals were just wasn't wasn't it didn't put me down, but it did hurt a lot. But I toughed it out. I don't have any more headaches, so I'm what am I? The fifth, and it's the fourth. So I'm 9 days in now. 9 days into my sugar withdrawals. Haven't had a decent cup of or decent dose of sugar in over 9 days. I've cut down on my eating. What else? I've been walking a lot lately. I've been walking about 25 minutes every evening, so that's a little over a mile maybe. Depends on who you ask. So I'm not doing it to look sexy or anything. I'm just doing it so I can be comfortable and don't have to worry about holding my breath when I tie my shoes, or uncomfortable wearing a tight shirt and trying to bend over and grab something. And it's all about trying to be comfortable with myself now and be healthy for my kids when they get older. I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I don't want to be bedridden. I don't want to. I don't want none of that. So I got to make changes. Cutting out fast foods. Eating a lot more fruit. So hopefully that makes a big difference. I don't really feel it right now, but I don't know. Something's bound to happen. I can't stay fat and without, you know, all the pop and chips and candy bars and sweet tea and donuts and cupcakes and cake and apple pies and all that stuff I used to eat. But today I had pizza. I don't know why I had pizza. I wasn't thinking. I was just glad to be off of work, and I wasn't really thinking. I had 2 pieces of pizza and some hot wings. But I'll be walking those off here. I don't know. I'll probably have to walk to Texas to walk off that pizza I had today. But gotta start somewhere. Baby steps, baby steps. But this will be the last episode where I wing it. I'm gonna start writing stuff down and have meaningful topics so I don't bore myself, because I'm almost falling asleep. My arm's falling asleep because I gotta hold my phone to my ear for the Anchor app. So starting, I don't know. It's really difficult to try and find time to record these, because every day after work I got these kids running around all day, every day. They're very fast. Somehow they can climb like Spider-Man. I don't know how they developed that skill. And they're also sneaky. So we got our hands full here with these kids, and so I don't know when the next episode will be, but hopefully it'll be soon, and I will have material written down so I can go off notes. So I won't be jumping from topic to topic to topic and back and forth and all that stuff. But Just wanted to get back into the swing of things and be a podcaster, but that's all I got, man.